Hello friends, today we are going to learn about the topic advantages of cloud computing. In advantages, we are going to learn about the features, why cloud computing is so popular and is an upcoming field, why many people are going to cloud computing these days. Advantages of cloud computing. Cloud computing is the term mostly referred to storing and accessing data over the internet. It does not store any data on the hard disk of the personal computer. That means it stores that particular data to the data center. As we have read so far, we are learning it from the starting. In cloud computing, you can access data from remote server. Now, what does that mean is, since my data is not stored in my personal computer, it is stored in a data center. So I can access it from that particular data center and not from my personal system, and not the data stored in the disk near to me or in my own personal computer. Next point is the advantages. Now, what advantages are? There are several advantages, or I could say benefits, of using cloud computing. Some of them are: first one is the cost saving. The other one is the security, then flexibility, mobility, insight, increased collaboration, quality control, disaster recovery, loss prevention, automatic software updates, competitive edge, sustainability, and carbon footprint. We are going to learn about these all advantages in detail in the further slides. First one is cost saving. As we all know, we use cloud computing. Cloud computing provides cost saving. How it provides cost saving? For any organization, creating a traditional data center has a big cost investment, or I could say it has a lot of investment in it. But using cloud computing services, instead of maintaining that particular data center, we are just renting it out as per the usage. Thus, cost is saved. Some of the points we have mentioned here. See, if we are worried about the price tag that would come making the switch to cloud computing, you are not alone. That is, 20% of the organizations are concerned about the initial cost and implementing a cloud-based server. This is the first thing when we are talking about cloud. How cost is affecting, or cost is there in the business, and why people are migrating towards cloud services. The other one is, but those who are attempting to weigh the advantages and disadvantages of using the cloud computing need to consider more factors than just initial price. Once you are on the cloud, it is easy to access your company's data, and it will save time and money in the project startup. See, we have first seen how it is saving the money. As we are not building that particular data center with us, we are not maintaining it, we are just renting out the services. So initial cost is higher, but once you are into the cloud, then you need not to pay or need not to maintain that thing. You just only have to pay for the services you use. Then next point is, and for those who are worried that they will end up paying features they are not using it, or they neither need it nor want it, most cloud computing services are pay as you go. This means that if you do not take the advantage of what the cloud has to offer, then at least you won't have to be dropping money on it. Another point is the pay as you go system. It also applies to the data storage space. What does that mean? That means the amount of storage space we are using, it is this, or this. We have to pay only about the storage space we are using and not the entire particular data center, as in traditional data center or traditional IT we used to do. Now, the pay as you go system also applies to the data storage space needed to service your stakeholders and clients, which means that you will get exactly as much space as you need and not charged for any space that you don't. See, we have mentioned that either I use this space, or this space. I have to pay only for the space I am using it and not for the complete space provided there. Then, taken together, these factors result in lower costs and higher returns. Since I do not have to maintain a complete data center, so I only have to pay about the services I am using. Thus, it results in lower cost and higher returns because I am emphasizing more on the services. So, I get higher returns for that particular thing. Another thing is, half of the CIOs and IT leaders surveyed by Big Glass reported cost savings. This is the important aspect. That means in 2015, as per the survey by a Big Glass, it is reported that major companies, major IT organizations, they have saved as a result of using cloud-based applications. Next point is security, or next advantage of cloud computing is this security. Now, many organizations have security concerns when it comes to adopting a cloud computing solution. Security concerns, that means it is a major concern, which means the company is worried about their data, whether it is secure, it is not given to any third party, or it is with that particular, it is in between that cloud or the company or the third party vendor which is providing the services, whether the data will be leaked or not. All these are the security concern while using any of the cloud computing solution. So now, after all these, when files, programs and other data are not kept securely on site, how do we know that they are being protected? So we can remotely access the data, that is when stopping a cyber criminal from doing the same thing. See, since we can access our data from a remote server, it might be possible for any intruder to access the data of the company from that remote server. This is the major concern, one of the major concern of security, or when we are using any cloud services. So everybody is worried about the thing. How my data is being protected, how it will be accessed, how is the authority given to that company or the company, how my data is being shared between the company, cloud service provider and the third party. So all these things comes when we are talking about security. Now another thing is, for one thing, a cloud host full-time job is to carefully monitor security. Now cloud host is the service provider who is providing us the service of the cloud computing. So full-time job is to carefully monitor security, which is significantly more efficient than a conventional in-house system. What is conventional in-house system means? That is the traditional IT data center which we are maintaining. Now in-house data center, we do not have a full-time security monitor there, but in cloud computing we have a full-time security monitor. So it is more efficient as compared to that. Another thing is, where an organization must divide its effort between an IT concern with the security being only one of them. That means, now when we are working on a traditional IT data center, so the company has to monitor a lot of things. Then security is only one of that thing. We do not have a separate department for maintaining a security when in a traditional IT data center. But when we are moving to cloud computing, they have a separate security concern for, or security department for that data or a company to monitor it full time. So it is more efficient as considered. Another thing is, and while most businesses do not like to openly consider the possibility of internal data theft, the truth is that a staggeringly high percentage of data thefts occur internally. Internally, that means within the organization, and are perpetrated by the employees. So now when you are in the cloud computing, only a limited person will have the access to that data which is there in the cloud. So Now, when you have a traditional IT data center, so theft is mostly internally or within the organization. So this thing also goes away when we are using the cloud services. Another point is, when in this case, it can be actually much safer to keep sensitive data or sensitive information off-site. Of course, this is all very abstract. Abstract, that means this is all the things which we are considering it out. So there are some solid statistics for that. Now, this is one thing. Rapid scale. Rapid scale claims that 94% of businesses saw an improvement in security after switching to cloud computing. And 91% said that cloud makes it easier to meet government compliance requirement. The key to this amped up security is the encryption of data being transmitted over networks and stored in databases. That means the encryption which is there in the cloud, it is more efficient as the in-house encryption. By using encryption, information is less accessible by hackers or anyone not authorized to view the data. As an added security measure, with most cloud-based services, different security settings can be set based on the user. That means as according to the user, we go for the security settings. That means for different users, you have different security settings. Another, while 20% of the cloud user claim disaster recovery in 4 hours or less, only 9% of the cloud users could claim the same. Now, the next point or next advantage is the flexibility. What does flexibility mean here in cloud computing is, the business has only a finite amount of focus to divide between all its responsibilities. That means if business has 10 responsibilities, so we could say roughly it has, say for example, 1 hour for each responsibility. So this is the finite amount. It is a decided amount for each responsibility. Now, if your current IT solutions are forcing you to commit too much of your attention to computer and data storage issues. What is data storage issues? That means you have to store more amount of data and you have to consistently increase your storage space and maintain it. Then you are not going to able to concentrate on reaching business goals. Since I am here maintaining my storage capacity, my IT team is more working on that particular thing, the computer thing, maintenance and the maintenance of data, storage, information, keeping it there. So I am not reaching out to the business goals. Means I will not be that efficient to reach out the business goals which I have seen there. So and satisfy the customers which are on the IT or which are on my organization. So what do they do? They go to cloud services, or I could say on the other hand, when I go and use cloud services, by relying on an outside organization, they take the care of, or I could say that the outside organization I am relying on to take care of all the IT hosting and infrastructure, that will have more time to devote, or I will have more time to devote as an organization to the aspects of the business that is directly affecting the bottom line of my organization. The cloud offers businesses more flexibility overall versus hosting on a local server. Other thing is, if you need extra bandwidth, a cloud-based service can meet that demand instantly, rather than undergoing a complex and expensive update to the IT infrastructure. Since I have an IT infrastructure, to upgrade it, to update it, or to need an extra bandwidth, what I had to do is I had to upgrade it. To upgrade it, I need more money. It will be more expensive for me rather than renting the services from the cloud, just paying for the services that I am using it and not completely maintaining the infrastructure. For example, if I need a house, I have a 1 BHK with me, I am living there, but my need increases. Suddenly, if my requirement is increasing, I will not build a 2 BHK or 3 BHK house instantly, because building a house again is more expensive for me. So what I can do is I can go and rent out as per the requirement. So this is what cloud computing is doing. This complex and expensive thing is excluding from that particular procedure. So cloud computing is flexible, or it provides easy flexibility to me. This is improved freedom, or this is improving the freedom and flexibility, and that can make a significant difference to the overall efficiency of the organization. A 65 majority of respondents to an information week survey said that the ability to quickly meet business demand was one of the most important reasons a business should move to cloud environment. Now another point is mobility. What mobility do is, cloud computing, it allows the mobile access to the corporate data via smartphones and other devices, which, considering over 2.6 billion smartphones are being used globally today, and is a great way to ensure that no one is ever left out of the loop. That means it is providing the mobility. What mobility means is I can access the data on the go. I do not have to go sit in a place and wait for my data to be accessed, or I have to wait there to complete my work. I can complete my work, access my data, read the documents on the go. This is provided by, or this is one of the most important advantage that cloud computing provides or gives. Another thing is, staff with busy schedules or who live a long way away from the corporate office can use this feature to keep instantly up to date with the clients and the co-workers. Through the cloud, you can offer conveniently accessible information to the sales staff who travel, freelance employees, or remote employees for better work-life balance. What does they do? Now, as we have seen, mobility provides the access on the go, or it is providing mobile access to the particular document. Thus, it is providing a better work-life balance. Work-life balance, that means the person need not to stay at a place or has to go there and then it could finish the work. That means the person or the work can be finished faster, and it can be accessible mobile. It can send the particular data to a person who is far away and not able to reach there. So it is providing a complete balance, and the efficiency is increasing. Another thing, therefore, it is not surprising to see that organizations with employee satisfaction listed as priority are up to 25% or 24% more likely to expand cloud usage. Another point is insight. Now, as we move even further into the digital age, it is becoming clearer and clearer that old adage, knowledge is power, has taken the more modern and accurate form, that is, data is money. What data is money means, that data is there, data is the information which particular person needs, and as you have the data, you can work on it, you can gather the information with it. Thus this term is coined as data is money. Now, hidden within the millions of bits of data that surrounded your customers' transactions, business processes, are nuggets of the invaluable, actionable information just waiting to be identified and acted upon. We can see this point once again. That means, what this point means is, hidden within the millions of bits of data that surrounded your customers' transactions and businesses processes are nuggets of invaluable, actionable information just waiting to be identified and acted upon. Now, what does that means is, that means there are millions of data or millions of bits of data which is there, or which is with the customers, which is with the client, and you need it for the business processes. So as we know now, here data is money. So this data is invaluable. The client data or customer data is invaluable for the companies or the organizations. And the actionable information means the information on which actions are to be performed, just waiting to be identified and acted upon. Another point is, of course, shifting through that data to find these kernels can be very difficult unless you have access to the right cloud computing solution. Many cloud-based storage solutions offer integrated cloud analytics for a bird's eye view of the data. Now, what is integrated cloud analytics here? That means many of the cloud storage solutions, they use this analytic method for the bird's eye view. Bird's eye view, what does that mean is, that means they are going into your data, looking into it, gathering the information, only the important information which that particular storage solution or that particular organization wants, and it takes it and access that information only and not the complete data there. With your information stored in the cloud, you can easily implement tracking mechanism and build customized reports to analyze information organization wide. From those insights, you can increase efficiencies and build action plans to meet organizational goals. For example, the beverage company Sunny Delight was able to increase the profit by $2 million a year and cut $195,000 in staffing using the cloud-based insights. Now, what does that insights means? Now, insights here means it is collecting the data. It is collecting the data from those cloud computing services, and as per that data and information, it has improved its business and made a profit of $2 million in a year. And since it is using the cloud-based services or cloud solutions, so it has cut the costs on the staffing for who were maintaining that data. Thus, it has made a particular profit in that year, in a single year, I could say, using cloud computing services. Next point is increased collaboration. In increased collaboration, if your business has 2 employees or more, then you should be making collaboration a top priority. Why top priority is, after all, there is not much point to having a team if it is unable to work like a team. That means if you're having a minimum number of employees, then you have to go to cloud services. Why cloud services? Because those employees which are working there making a collaboration, they can be work like a, that means they are using those services and they need not many workers for that particular thing which you are already renting. Thus, you can make a simple collaboration with cloud based solutions, and you can further go to the services to perform with minimum employees. Cloud computing makes collaboration a simple process. Team members can view and share information easily and securely across a cloud-based platform. Another thing in increased collaboration is that some of the cloud-based services even provide collaborative social spaces to connect employees across your organization, therefore increasing interest and engagement amongst the employees. What does that mean is collaborative social spaces here. That means that there are certain spaces over which the employees can interact, they can engage, they can share their topics or the creations there particular in the organization. Collaboration may be possible without a cloud computing solution, but it will never be as easy and nor as effective as it is in the cloud computing services. Next point is quality control. There are few things as determine to success of a business of a poor quality and inconsistent reporting. In a cloud-based system, all documents are stored in one place and in a single format. With everyone accessing the same information, you can maintain the consistency. See, if you have consistency in particular thing, you will get more efficient or effective result of that. Consistency in data, avoid human error, and have a clear record of any revisions or update. That means if I have a particular data in Google Sheet form and four of us are using, we are accessing that sheet from four different places. If I am updating something in that sheet or in that particular sheet, so other three-person will also get that update. So consistency is maintained and data is there. Constant revision is being maintained. This is the importance of cloud, which gives us the quality control. Another thing is conversely managing information in silos. Silos, that means stand-alone systems, and lead to employee accidentally saving different versions of document. See, for example, if four of us are maintaining a particular data, we have four sheets, Excel sheets. I have in my standalone system. The other three also have in their standalone systems. I have updated something, that is my version 1. Second person is updating something else, it has the version 2. Third person is updating something, another thing, it has version 3. Another person has version 4. So we have different version of that same data. Now, using cloud computing or using that Google Sheet, all four of us are working on the single sheet. So we are maintaining same format and that data is saved, or we have a consistent or quality of a data. We are not maintaining different versions of data and then merging it, making something complex, and then some of the confusion is maintained there. So to avoid this, we go or we use cloud services or Google Sheets. Another point is disaster recovery. Now, one of the factors that contributes to the success of a business is control of certain amount of data, control of the organization, control of the department. All these things comes under the success. If you have the control over specific things, you can lead to the success for a particular business or organization. Unfortunately, no matter how in control your organization may be, when it comes to its own processes, there will always be things that are completely out of the control. And in today's market, even a small amount of unproductive downtime can have a resoundingly negative effect. That means, for I could say, for a fraction of a second, if I have a unproductive downtime, then I might lose a lot of thing, a lot of the market, lot of data or money. Downtime in your services leads to loss of productivity, revenue, and brand reputation. But while there may be no way for you to prevent or even anticipate the disasters that could potentially harm your organization, there is something you can do to speed your recovery. That means if the disaster has occurred, then to speed up your recovery, the organization will still lose something. Cloud-based service provides quick data recovery for all kinds of emergency scenarios, from natural disasters to power outages. See, now here, if I am maintaining a complete data center, I have a downtime for say fraction of a second, but for that downtime also I will be having a lot of loss in productivity, revenue, and the reputation of my brand. So when I am going to cloud services, I am preventing this downtime. Since this, if I am maintaining my own data center, then a fraction of second of a downtime will lead to the loss of productivity, revenue, and brand reputation. But if I am going through the cloud services, I am using cloud-based services, so if any disaster occurs also, the person or the client will not know that my data or my particular data center or data center 1 is not working. Why? Because cloud provides the function replication. What does replication means? Replication means mirroring of that particular data. So the data is mirrored, or it has a mirror image, or replicated to data center 2, data center 3, and so on. If any natural catastrophe or natural calamity occurs, power outages occur, or there is a downtime to that particular data center, then also the client will be accessing the data, and the data is not lost anywhere. So data recovery is quite quick in cloud-based services. While 20% of the cloud users claim disaster recovery in 4 hours or less, only 9% of non-cloud users claim the same. In a recent survey, 43% of IT executives said that they plan to invest in or improve cloud-based disaster recovery solutions. Next point is loss prevention. If the organization is not investing in a cloud computing solution, then all your valuable data is inseparably tied to the office computers it resides in. This may not seem like a problem, but the reality is that if the local hardware experiences a problem, you might end up losing permanently your data. This is more common problem than you might realize. Computers can malfunction for many reasons, from viral infections to age-related hardware deterioration or to simple user errors. Means loss of data for a standalone system, if the particular data is not in the cloud, loss of data is common. It can lose the data, or the organization can lose the data due to several reasons as mentioned here. Or despite the best intentions, they can be misplaced or stolen. Over 10,000 laptops are reported lost every week at a major airports. If you are not on the cloud, you are at the risk of losing data or information you have saved locally to the device which you own, which is not in the cloud. With the cloud-based server, however, all informations you have uploaded to the cloud remains safe and easily accessible from any computer with an internet connection, even if the computer you regularly use is not working. That means if I am using a desktop or a laptop which is not working at a moment, but I have my documents saved on Google Drive, I can access it from anywhere or from any other computer from wherever I want to get it. If I am not at home but I want some of my documents to be accessed at that time, I can access it using that cloud services. Next is automatic software updates. It is the one of the most important advantage of cloud computing. How? For those who have a lot to get done, there is not anything more irritating than having to wait for system updates to be installed. Another thing is cloud-based applications automatically refresh and update themselves instead of forcing an IT department to perform a manual organization-wide update. This saves valuable IT staff time and money spent on outside IT consultation. Personal Computer World lists that 50% of cloud adopters cited requiring fewer internal IT resources as a cloud benefit. Now, if I am using a laptop and I have to work on something more important, but my system is going through some kind of an update or software install update, I will not be able to work at that particular moment. But it is not the same with cloud computing services. So it provides automatic software update. It is already updated. Whenever I want, I can work on it, and I need not to wait for that particular service or software to get updated, and then I can work on it. And the previous versions will be compatible to that particular updation in cloud services. Next point is competitive edge. While cloud computing is increasing in popularity, there are still those who prefer to keep everything local. That is their choice, but doing so places them at a distinct disadvantage when competing with those who have the benefits of the cloud at their fingertips. If you implement a cloud-based solution before your competitors, you will further along the learning curve by the time they catch up. That means you will be learning cloud services more efficiently by the time they will come up to the level where you are at present. A recent Verizon study showed that 77% of businesses feel cloud technology gives them a competitive advantage, and 16% believe this advantage is significant. Another point is sustainability. Given the current state of environment, it is no longer enough for organizations to place a recycling bin in the break room and claim that they are doing their part to help the planet. Real sustainability requires solutions that addresses wastefulness at every level of a business. Hosting on a cloud is more environment friendly and results in a less of a carbon footprint. Next point is carbon footprint. Cloud computing is helping out organizations to reduce their carbon footprint. Organizations utilize only amount of resources they need, which helps them to avoid any over provisioning. Hence, no waste of resources and thus no wastage of energy. Cloud infrastructure support environmental proactivity, powering virtual services rather than physical products and hardware, and cutting down on paper waste, improving energy efficiency, and given that it allows employees access from anywhere with an internet connection, reducing commuter related emissions. A Pike research report predicted that data center energy consumption will drop by 31% from 2010 to 2020 based on the adoption of cloud computing and other virtual data options. Other important benefits of using cloud computing services are, apart from the above, some other advantages are on-demand self-service. It is one of the characteristic also of NIST, that is the National Institute of Standards and Technology. Then second one is multi-tenancy, that is from a single physical user, multiple tenants or multiple users can log in and use it. Other one is it offers resilient computing. Next is fast and effective virtualization, and it provides you low cost software. Another one is it offers advanced online security, location and device independence. It is always available and it scales automatically to adjust to the increase in demand. The next is it allows pay-per-use, web-based control and interfaces. API, that is application programming interfaces, access available. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned to Ekeeda. Subscribe to Ekeeda.